Reason number 5 for avoiding executive coaches like the plague is motivation. And this is where a coach will attempt to motivate their client in order to get them from A to B. Now, there's nothing wrong with a little bit of motivation to kickstart a process or get your client out of the blocks, but it has to be recognized that it's not a sustainable process. A much better objective for the coach is to connect their client with their own inner source of energy, their own inspiration. This is very much sustainable. This will never run out as long as one is alive. But it's never a good idea to build a dependency on something external to yourself. And coaches, any coach, should always be looking to make or to help their client become as independent of external factors, whatever they are, good or bad, as is possible. It's not up to the coach to drive change in the client. All the coach can do is essentially make an offer and create an environment in which that change becomes possible. As soon as they attempt to compel change or to enforce it, then there's a problem, because essentially they are taking responsibility for something that is not theirs. And motivation, trying to motivate a client, fits in very much into this category. As I said, a little bit isn't a problem, as long as it's recognized that it's very much a short-term solution, like priming a pump, if you like. But thereafter, the coach needs to put the client in touch with their own inner sense of motivation, which is probably better called inspiration. Now, how do you do that? How does a coach get the client inspired? This is very much a process of reflecting back to the client the truth of who they are and what they are. It will vary very much from client to client, but it's about allowing the client to get clarity on their inner dynamics, their worlds of thinking and feeling, and the impact that that has on their perspective. Once you start to do that, the client begins to realize that there are unfathomable resources that they can tap into, and great sources of energy and insight and understanding that in themselves are inspirational and will self-motivate the client to make great progress. So just be aware that a coach that is hell-bent on motivating you and looks to that external source of energy to make change may well have an impact, but the impact will be necessarily limited and not sustainable. See you in the next video.